Oh, dear God, dude. Dear God. Oh, have mercy on my soul, man. Oh, man. This game was so bad. Oh, man. So 007 First Light. Where do I even begin telling you about how trash this game was? It just takes me aback. You have no idea, dude. This game is so bad. Where do I even start? Because if you've seen any bit of this game, you are an absolute clown if you just cannot outright admit how trash this game was. First and foremost, James Bond does not look like James Bond. The dude that they hired for James Bond, what were we thinking? This dude is like freaking John Doe over here. He's some freaking weird Clive guy, some dude named Clive. We picked him off a freaking farm and we said, "You're James Bond now." I am so sick and tired of how we are endlessly humiliated by these games. One game after another, one franchise after another, we are ruining our characters. And I've come to the point, after all this time on my channel, after all this time of looking from game to game and how they just keep on trashing our characters, they keep on trashing our IPs, these franchises keep on being burnt alive. And the writing and the characters are such dog trash. I'm starting to ask myself and wonder, actually I'm not wondering anymore, but I used to ask and I used to wonder, are they doing this on purpose? Are they not just simply hiring incompetent people? Are they actually trying to kill our characters, our franchises, our IPs? Are they trying to do this? After this game, it has become absolutely clear to me, yes, they're doing everything in their power to kill our characters. You know, recently I looked at a bunch of the previous James Bond games, okay? Unabashedly masculine, unabashedly just embracing female sexuality, hot women that are curvaceous, nice breasts, nice hips, nice butts, they're feminine, the whole thing. And James Bond, by the way, is flirting in these different games. He flirts with these women, and like specifically we can think about the Pierce Brosnan games as well, but regardless, he's flirting with these women, he kisses them, and they just bang, well, you know, off screen, but there's no dodging heterosexuality with the past games. They're not Democrat, as much as you've had a lot of retarded liberals try and act like the gaming industry was always woke and always Democrat. No, it wasn't. No, it actually was very traditional in a lot of the proper senses of just what are men, what are women, and how do they interact with each other. Women in all of gaming used to be hot, and the developers were in... seriously, you look at all the older games before, like, effectively 2015, maybe before 2012, because Obama was a part of the reason why everything got so woke in the gaming industry, and all the DEI that he started regulating into the entertainment industries. So, and also the NGOs, and there's a bunch of other organizations that have all this dark money that goes around to facilitate all the woke media that we've experienced. And of course, we know USAID is also a part of that. And of course, that's a conversation that nobody really talks about anymore, even though we uncovered a lot of information through that, but whatever. With this game, dude, this is the gayest James Bond, and they make a bunch of gay jokes with this James Bond throughout this game. He apparently has sex with a woman. I'm not convinced. This is like safe horny, safe edgy. Well, there's really no edge in this game. This James Bond has no charisma. He's not captivating. He does not allure women. The women are not alluring. Nobody has any charisma. And there's something about the women that I will later go into a little bit more on, but they constantly talk down to James Bond in this game. They're constantly, shit testing him. They're constantly trashing on him. The women are always back talking, and you will know this if you've watched a lot of my previous reviews on a lot of these modern games coming out all the time. They always have to do this with female characters nowadays, and at this point, these movie games, because this is a movie game, this is barely a game. It sucks as a game. It sucks as a movie. These hacks that are now in the industry just destroying all of our characters. And that's all this is for. And I'm absolutely convinced now, this is just to humiliate us. This is to kill our characters, make them lame, make them gay, and make it so that we hate our culture. We hate our media, and they don't want to replace it, I don't think. I think they just want to ruin everything so we have nothing to live for. We have nothing to look forward to. We have nothing to love anymore. That's what they're doing now. They want us to absolutely despise and hate our media. Here, let me just jump ahead. They want us to hate and despise our media. They want us to hate and despise our characters and have nothing to look forward to. Much like the third world. You know, part of what separates the first world is that we have ideals. We have notions that are greater than life. We have characters that we weave and we've woven throughout time in our storytelling. In our stories, we always generate new stories from generation to generation. By the way, what is storytelling? What is this generational thing that we're doing through telling stories? We are passing down generational value. First world countries, white countries, first world countries are passing down, and they have value to pass down across generations. That's why we create so many stories, and that's why we've had so many great stories in first world countries. And that's why first world countries are innovative like they are, because they possess the ideal. They possess the spirit of endeavor, the spirit of enterprise, the spirit of innovation. And these things are what creates better stories, or just new stories that captivate a new generation in a new and different, exciting way. And that enlivens a generation. It rejuvenates a generation of a time frame of people, because, you know, technology moves, history moves, the conversations of the day and age move with the times. So you're constantly adapting these narratives to the people and to the world that you are surrounded by. And I have more to say about this a little bit later on, but I will touch on it a little bit here. As I've said all of this, is that what do our stories tell us? Why do people pay for a story? Because there's really no reason to pay for a story, especially if stories are trash. We don't just pay for stories because stories are stories and we're just obligated to pay for them. We pay for stories not only because it's passing down generational value, but because it says something about ourselves, from our culture, from our people. It says something about ourselves to each other and to ourselves. That is the wonderful value that storytelling provides generationally. And that's the value it carries from generation to generation. And when you're a first world nation, you have people, men, who craft new stories that are telling us something new about ourselves and our people in the modern age. And so you're cataloging through these idealistic notions and characterizations, symbols, symbolisms, archetypes, whatever. We're telling ourselves something new from generation to generation. Oh, look at this wonderful diversity squad right here, by the way. Wow, this is really British. 2 black people in front of 2 white dudes. Oh my gosh, it's just such a frick. You can see the DEI on the face of this game, and I have to talk more about this later on here, but what are we telling ourselves through our stories? This is something that develops over time. And when your stories start to die, that means your society, your culture is dying. This is why multiculturalism does not work, because you can only tell a story through your people. Specifically your people, not some other group that's trying to cop off like they're your people, cargo culting you. No. You're telling a story about yourself and your people in your fragment of time. And that is why storytelling is so great. And that's why the greatest stories have been so great. It is a powerful psychological tool. It's not just this lazy or this I don't know, freaking Kit Kat bar of media that we're just snacking on until we snack on 5,000 more and become obese and die. That's not the point of storytelling. Storytelling is not here so that we get fat off of, you know, like a lot of Marvel films and Marvel movies and Marvel products in general. It's just this endless slop conveyor belt of meaningless characters, meaningless narratives that we're going through time and time and time again. And at one point it meant something, and now it's just a conveyor belt. And now everything, Star Wars is a conveyor belt. Now it's a Kit Kat bar that we're getting obese on, and we're going to die from eating too many Kit Kat bars. We are constantly going through endless slop now. A pig trough in our media. None of this stuff has substance. None of it is good. None of it has any meaning. You know, recently we had Metal Gear Solid 3. There was released a remake of the game. It's Metal Gear Solid Delta. And I never saw the game. I love Metal Gear Solid 5 as much as it's an unfinished game. And I fell in love immediately from the start of the game with Metal Gear Solid 3. Because the characters are amazing. Snake is awesome and cool. Eva, her character is hot. She's sexy. And I love her freaking character. She behaves like a woman overwhelmingly. The archetypes of the characters are really good. And the pacing of the story is great. I mean, there was a time where storytelling was simply good. We are not there anymore. And where, you know, there was a point in time where we were also telling a story about ourselves to each other from our point in time in our history today and also in the past. There was a time where we were actually upholding the proper psychological, functional purpose of telling stories, of creating these products and our media. Nowadays, we don't have anything like that. And we keep on having these games come out like this James Bond game, which is just like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's just like Spider-Man 2. Has the same graphical, like, cartoony looking characters appeal as those previous games. Like, I'm looking at these games and it's clicked with me when this game came out, and, you know, we went through the trash story that this game has and the characters. And you immediately start to download all of these games are the same. Games like Mind's Eye, games like Control. That game has such a trash feminist story and a whole bunch of other problems with it. We have all these games that come out. No one likes them. No one cares about them. Shills act like they're good. I don't know if these people are paid off. They probably are. Whatever it is that's going on, these games suck. And they all have, it's like they're all asset flips. It's like they're all hiring the same writers or no writer at all. People think they're written by AI. No, I don't think they're written by AI, but the writers suck. And you would swear to yourself that these games are all the same people making them. The graphics are the same. The graphical feel and style is the same. The way that characters talk with lazy and lame jokes. I mean, dude, the dialogue is so bad in this game. The crappy one-liners. Nothing funny is spoken or said. The characters are always needlessly sassy, and I've complained about this with so many previous woke games, or woke-coded games as well. I've said this time and time again, is that we have this trashy dialogue where, like, the women always have to backtalk the main character, or just men in general, but specifically the main character. In this game, just like how Indiana, in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Indy is constantly being backtalked and back spoken to by the women, and they're always having to have some side comment and side slight to throw at him. Constant shit tests galore everywhere for the freaking main character. It's a humiliation ritual. The man is constantly being put in his place. The man is constantly, our main character that everyone loves historically, is just he's a punching bag for the real characters in the game. And the real characters are who? It's the female characters. Same thing happened, by the way, in Jedi Survivor. You know, if you saw my playthrough of that game, holy crap, what a laughable game that was. Holy crap, was it bad. Holy crap, the characters. And the real character was not Cal Kestis, it was freaking Marin. It was all the other, it was Deborah Wilson who played the freaking Black Jedi Grandmaster. The women were the main characters, and they were all more powerful than Cal Kestis. It was a freaking clown show. And that's all of these games. We were always constantly putting the men beneath the women. This is character assassination, where we are constantly making the women oppressively masculine, and they suck as men. They're all just inferior men. They're not women anymore. They're not sexy anymore like they were in our past games. And I'm not just talking about, right, James Bond. It was everything. It would be hard if we looked at games that came out before, effectively, let's just say 2010 or also 2015. You would be hard pressed to find games that don't have sexy women in them. Most games just had sexy women everywhere. Nowadays, it's like, where's the sexy women? All the women in this game are flat-chested. All of them have these nerfed bodies where you can tell that the developers are like, no dude can be allowed to jerk off to the women in our game. No guy can desire any woman in our games. We have to make sure the women have these like frumpy hips, or these hips that are not very well developed, boyish bodies, flat chests, or like this new thing I've seen. I've realized this after seeing so many of these games come out. These women, the female characters in these games, they have emaciated breasts. Okay, it's like these women. I don't know what it is, but it's like they're starvation victims. They don't have any food, and they have therefore no breast size whatsoever. Whatever it is they're doing, it's this androgynous body type that. I don't know how a dude can get a freaking boner to any of these women in these games. In the past games, also including the past James Bond games, you have sexy women with nice breast size, nice developed bodies. The men are cool. The men are also just whatever, well developed, or they just look like men. Because now in these games, I also notice that we keep on making men also look a little bit scrawnier than they should look, or we're making men also look weird and off-putting. It's just, what the frick are we doing? So that's just the casting alone, okay? Casting is so important in storytelling and in games, movies, in products in general, because it's what sells to you. Oh, look at the women. Look how flat-chested they are in these freaking shadows. In past games, the women actually had breast size, actually had nice curvaceous bodies. Not anymore. So lame. Even, dude, the starting, the James Bond theme at the start of this game is lame, and it sucks, and it's soulless compared to the previous games as well. Okay, everything is lame and gay and soulless nowadays. It sucks. The women are not hot. No woman is sexy in this game. They by the way, they refuse to sexualize women in this game. You have these really weird and uncomfortable, barely romances with the women in this game. We're pretending that we have a romance going on with these women. We're pretending that these women are alluring. We're pretending because there's a bunch of female characters that have subtle romances with James Bond, this crappy James Bond in this game. We have these women that we're just having these fake romances with, and it's just, it's just groan-worthy. Dude, all throughout the game, I was just groaning oh my gosh, this sucks. The women would deliver a crappy line, the female character that you're having a fake romance with, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, this sucks. It's time after time after time again and again. As I said, this is character assassination. They're doing this on purpose. They're not hiring people, and I don't even think the people working on these games, on these products, I don't think they care. Or what? I don't know. I don't know who they're hiring. I feel like they're hiring our freaking opposition. I feel like they're hiring people who hate these characters. We know in the past they've done that many times. But I think outright, they're trying to hire the worst of the worst. I am absolutely convinced of this now, because that is all we're getting. The writing is terrible. It's like, who wrote that and thought that was okay? Who wrote that dialogue? Randomly, you have this guy that's your best friend at the start of the story, who at first, he picks on you, he hates you, he's the bully, then you guys nearly kill each other, you're smashing each other through windows, you're falling through freaking 50 feet plummeting drops, you're bashing each other's heads in literally into freaking pavement, and then after you nearly kill each other in a fist fight that is spanning across multiple buildings, getting collapsed and destroyed and ruined, then you laugh and it's oh, we're best buds now. What the frick? It's just absolutely arbitrary social relationships and care. This is Moneypenny. What the frick are we doing? So instead of a man, I think he's supposed, it's whatever, the dude Q, whoever the dude Q is, okay, the guy in Bonds' ear is supposed to be a dude, a white man. Now we have a freaking black woman with frizzy hair. She's not even attractive. She's a freaking nerd. Who the frick wants this woman here? And she looks like a freaking feminist. She's dressed frumpily. She sucks. Okay, this is Moneypenny. I don't remember who the frick Moneypenny is honestly supposed to be, because it changes with each film. And I'm tired, dude. I'm so done with how we just keep on ruining these characters and ruining these worlds of all of our different franchises. Whatever it is, I know that the films went super woke, and I got super fed up with how woke all the movies got and how they ruined all of our characters. I got sick and tired of that, let alone. But of course, now that they ruined James Bond with Daniel Craig, and they kept on making unattractive women be the love interest, and they kept, we had like a black James Bond woman in the film that killed off Daniel Craig. She was supposed to take over or whatever. It's just constant character assassinations. So we have Moneypenny, supposed to be this black chick that no one wants to bang, okay? This is Britain. This is a British character. This should be a white woman. If it's not going to be a white man, which I think her character's supposed to... And look, she has no breast size. She's dressed like a freaking dude. She has a belt on, tucked in shirt. What the frick? I am so sick and tired of millennials. Millennials suck, okay? I've had this new found urge to just go on a warpath against millennials. Millennials suck. All the media that millennials are making nowadays suck, and I'm sure there's talented millennials, but holy crap, the millennials that they're hiring are all woke retards with these games coming out nowadays, and they keep on making these crappy female characters. And I think what they're doing is they're hiring women for all of these games, crappy millennial woke women. And that's why, and we have this freaking hag of a woman. Why is this not a sexy secretary? This is James Bond. What man wants to sit down and go through the constant, endless humiliation ritual that is this game? None of the women are sexy. None of the women are sexualized. This doesn't feel like the world of James Bond. This doesn't feel like a world that I want to get lost in. I don't want to pay money for this, right? These are products that I regret spending money for. These are products that I don't want to buy. These are products that no one should buy. These are products that everyone should avoid, because the women are not sexy. It doesn't feel like the characters the way that they're supposed to be. The men are not cool. The men are not well casted. Who is this freaking guy? This is not James Bond. This should be like young Henry Cavill. This should be like, I don't know, some other dude that's British. Anyways, dude, we have a freaking diversity squad in this game. Your boss, you have one boss that's a black dude. Okay, that's not British. It should be a white man, but it's a black dude. He's your boss, one of your bosses. He trains you. He's your mentor. Whatever. Then you have a freaking Jeet woman. You have some freaking Indian chick. She's also your boss, and she's a complete piece of filth freaking female. She's an insufferable C-word, all right? Cunt. She's an insufferable biatch. She's a piece of filth trash to James all throughout the game. She's completely on a power high. And again, Indian woman, that's not British. That should be, again, a white man. And if it's a woman, it should be a sexy white woman that's trying to bang James Bond, and he's trying to bang her because this is James Bond. But instead, it's, no breast size. She's completely insufferable. She's on a power high all throughout the game. She's constantly emasculating and trashing on James. Constantly trashing him. Literally shit-testing him all throughout the game. I hate her character, and I hate her. She sucks. In the dialogue between the two, dude, every time James is getting shit-tested and he has some smarky, with a smirk, remark back at these freaking people, typically women trashing on him, he has the worst one-liners to respond with. It's like, what the frick are we doing here? There's no charisma from the writers. There's no intelligence. They write out lines for James that you're like, what the frick were they thinking? Like, you thought that was good? Like, oh my gosh. These people should have been fired the second you looked at them. I don't know who the frick we're hiring, but these people are so painfully incompetent. So, okay, right? We don't have any sexy women. No one's sexualized. And dude, when I say that the dialogue in this game is beyond laughable, oh my gosh, the side dialogue by the side characters is also horrendous. They say things that are beyond laughable. It's like, how did that even make it into the game? That's not even something people would say to each other in real life. You go to a resort later on in the game. I don't know where it is. It's way later on. You go to this resort, you're walking around. I think it's right here. Nah, anyway, it's later on in the game. You go to this, yep. Okay, we can jump to that in a second here. You go to this resort. It's the only time that you see any woman that's of any... There's like only 2 times. You go to a club at some point in this game, and you also go to a resort. Those are the 2 only times that you see any woman of any like somewhat attractive appeal that is kind of... By the way, no woman is in an actual bikini in this game. The women in this game are dressed in these like frilly bathing suits, or I don't know what you call them, but it's these bathing suits that are just not sexy, okay? And this is not what women wear to be sexually appealing in a bathing suit. And again, this is James Bond. What the frick are we doing? Of course, you could think about the older films, but that's not what we're doing here. These women are dressed in these bathing suits so that men don't get too horny. That's the purpose of it. It's feminist bathing suits is what we have for the women in this game. And again, the women at the resort, the freaking chick that is like somewhat attractive because she has barely any breast size. It's okay. It's not great. She has some breast size. She talks some mad smack against freaking James here. He gives a smirk. He doesn't even give a freaking any comment back to her. He doesn't say anything to get the frame back in the conversation. Instead, he just takes it on the chin, her just trashing on him, literally trashing on him. Just, you suck, you freaking goy. You're less than me, you pathetic male human. I'm better than you. She walks away in her crappy bathing suit. She barely has any breast size. Her face is hideous. Her body is barely attractive. I don't want to freaking have any kind of level of sex with her of any kind. Consent or without consent. She's just not worth it. She's not worthy. She's not worthy, okay? She is not worthy. She is not worthy of any man touching her. She's not attractive. And even though she has some breast size, it's like, okay, this woman's insufferable. This woman's very manly. This woman sucks. And that's what we get all across this game. The women just suck. Okay, by the way, here's the black guy. He's your other boss. It should be a white man. Screw this trash, man. Screw these games. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my gosh. It's constant character world assassination. This is in no way paying any respects to James Bond. The games that we have coming out nowadays, they just suck, dude. Anyway, oh my dude, there's so much to trash on with this game. So anyway, when you're at the resort, the women are just not hot, and you have this couple that have this laughable dialogue where they're like, wow, the dude's talking, and the woman talks in this really laughable way too. Like, who wrote this? It's so bad, you're like, okay, AI could not have written this. Some omega retard wrote it. I have no idea who this clown is. Holy crap, was it bad. But they're like, the guy is sitting there like, wow, I can't believe we're here. It's like we're in paradise. And the woman's like, I can't believe we're here. You're right. I can't believe we're here. It's like we are in paradise. And they're talking about like, oh, we got married and I can't believe we're married. This is like so unbelievable. This is the conversation they're having. They're just like in complete wowzers, wowsies, zowsies. We're here, we're married, and we're at a resort, and you're just like, why is this a side dialogue? You couldn't try to make better side dialogue? I don't know what the frick is going on. Oh, it's so bad. By the way, this game has like endless villains. We don't know who the villain is. It's constantly women, then it's not women. It's some gay guy, then it's not the gay guy, then he dies, then he comes back as a cyborg or just completely robotic, whatever. You have this like comical fight with him. There's no defined villain of this game. It's just constant random people. I am convinced that it's just the diversity and the women in this game. All the freaking liberals and everything liberal coded about this game. That's the freaking villain. All right. And also whoever it's the people you're fighting for. They're the freaking villain of this game. Okay. In no way are the actual villains of this game the villain, because it's like I don't even get it. Actually, there's one villain of the many, because they can't decide who's the freaking villain. There's one villain. He's like, oh, you know, if you understood my perspective, you would be me too, and I have to do this to civilization. I need to reset civilization or whatever. Like, he has some weird thing that he's on about. I don't even know what he was on about. He preaches to you. He does this lame thing that terrible villains do in stories, especially modern woke stories, where they explain to you absolutely everything and they spell out the story. There are many times in this story where we act like, oh yeah, this is the white guy that later becomes your friend and he hates you just right off the bat for no good reason. It's super lame. Man, I hate this game. I hate the characters. Look at the woman. Oh, by the way, a part of MI6. Oh God, there's too much to complain about. I hate these modern woke games, bro, because there's just so much to complain about. And there's just so much to keep track of. Okay, so you're MI6. You start out the game. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's too much to talk about, bro. Yeah, this is some insufferable biatch. Oh, yeah, barely sexualized. I hate her body. This is James Bond, bro. Why is she not hotter than this? What are we doing? So you're MI6. It's men and women who apparently they pass the qualifications to become these super spies. All of you are paying the freaking, you all passed the qualification. This is ridiculous. Women are not MI6. Women are not freaking special agents. Women are not James Bond. And I hate this too, by the way, because now with this game, this is a prequel to James Bond. This is an origin story. By the way, right, the women are ugly. They don't have long flowing hair. They're not sexy. They look like men. They have boyish bodies. This sucks. All right. Oh my God, I have so many. Oh, dude, these modern games are beyond bad. You have no idea how many things I want to. There's too many thoughts going on in my head at this one time. Everything I'm seeing on screen right now is just sending me. I'm just getting sent off. I'm just so unbelievably pissed with this freaking game. It sucks. It's such dog trash, dog water. Holy crap. And the dialogue and the pacing and the character developments, and it's all terrible. Everything about this game is bad. There's nothing about it that's good. Just like with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, Spider-Man 2, we can go down a list of games that are just like this and suck just like this. Oh man. Oh, dude, it's exhausting. So let's just go through it, right? Okay. They want you to believe that women are special agents, that they're MI6, and that you should be training alongside other women, not just men. Okay, that alone is retard clown world, and it sucks, it's lame, and it's gay. What are we doing here? If you're training women at all to be MI6, you're training them to sleep with ambassadors, to sleep with politicians, to sleep with world leaders. So it should be supermodel women, not the women that we see in this game. It should be women who look like supermodels, who are super sexy, femme fatales, and then that would be actually cooler. Every time I complain about these games, I always end up making a better story in my freaking mind. I mean, just playing these games, I think of a better story as I'm playing them. I think of better dialogue as I'm playing them. I'm just thinking, I'm imagining just a better world to be in. It's like, why am I not just paying myself at this point to play these games, right? Why am I paying someone else to play this game? They should be paying me something to play the game, write for the game, whatever. Like, dude. Wouldn't it be cooler though if the female character, this chick for one, and I think there's another female character, well, I think there's like 3 female characters that you have like subtle romances with, fake romances with throughout this game. Wouldn't it be so cool in this game if the women in this game are actually bombshells, smoke shows, nice breasts, nice hips, nice butts, everything, nice waistlines? They're hot and they're sexy, they're smoke shows, but they're femme fatales. So you're developing these genuine romances with these women because you trained in MI6 with them, and they're not men, so they're not actually combat effective, but they're charming and they're alluring and they're sexy, right? And that's what they're being trained in. And you develop these subtle romances with these women. You're James Bond, you don't really give a crap, but like, you know that James is kind of into these chicks, but like in the end, these women are femme fatales. You can't actually fall in love with them. Why? Because they're trained in charm. They're trained in alluring men in general. And even if they love you as James Bond, as a freaking Giga Chad, of course, you know, this James Bond is not a Giga Chad, but let's just pretend he's Giga Chad, right? This guy, by the way, is not a white man. This guy looks like a freaking Jeet or something. This is not a British man. Again, this is just a freaking clown show, this game. Oh my, this is not James Bond. This sucks. But, you know, it would be so cool. It would be so much more enticing throughout this game that James constantly is on the, let's say this is his origin story, and he's getting used to the fact that he's dealing with women who are they are trained double agents, right? So even if these women love him, both James and these women are having to get used to the fact that we cannot fall in love with each other. We are in a world of being spies. We're in a world of double agents. We're in a world of, even if we think we can trust each other, we trust each other right now, we have to always look over, watch our back, look over our shoulder, some random black chick, she's not British, this sucks, lame and gay, and ugly, by the way. But it's like, right, these people, these women and these men, but specifically we're talking about James Bond, they're getting used to the fact that they're in this world where they cannot grow attached to each other, and they have to depend on themselves as much as they ever fleetingly have to trust one another, right? That would be so much more enticing with the characters where they're constantly wanting to give into the romance, give into passion, give into love, and then quickly remember, oh, wait a second, we're not actually in love. Oh, wait a second, we can bang, sure we can whatever, but we cannot grow attached. That would be 10 times better all throughout the story for an origin story on James Bond that, you know, he's a freaking Chad, he's gonna sleep around, but even when he barely gets connected with these women, he has to quickly detach. That would just be way better already. But anyways, dude, we don't get that throughout this game. And instead we get these lame characters, and we get these lame dialogues between the men, between the women, trashy flirting. Oh my gosh, it's so bad. And I'm not acting like in past media, including the James Bond films and games, that the freaking dialogue was like masterful or anything, but it doesn't matter because it was just authentic men and women. It was amicable writing, it was good writing. It wasn't great, but it was good, or maybe sometimes it was great, but you could buy the romance. It was just men being men and women being women. We don't have that here, and all of this writing just sucks in this game. By the way, the combat system in this game is a laughable, like, it's just crappy movie game combat. It just sucks, and I don't know, man. It's just like, what were we thinking? This is not James Bond. You also go through a long portion of this game without guns as James Bond. The pacing is terrible. I mean, I get not having a gun right away, but it was for way too long. So anyways, okay, so I trashed through a lot of all that, and man, it's just like, it's honestly exhausting. Everything they get wrong, it's like, how do you guys get so much wrong? You suck at your jobs. But I also have to trash on this. I hate the fact that the origin story here that we're giving for James Bond in this game, this is not canon, this sucks. But we're giving for James, we're giving him an origin story where he's a part of a class of people, men and women, where he's equal to not only other dudes, but women too, that women are also trained in combat, and women are supposed to be on the same level as men being trained for MI6. What the frick are we doing here? And then not only that, you're in a class of other people. James Bond is a man selected amongst other men. He is the Giga Chad, okay? He is not just a part of the bros and a part of the sisters, okay? We're not. James Bond is not equivocal at any point in his life, in his history. He is a freaking prodigy. That is the idea of James Bond. He is a man above other men, and definitely a man above other women, okay? This feminist crap where women are on the same level as men, this is lame and gay, and this is just clown world nonsense. This is not the character of James Bond, and this is also just not reality. Okay, so James Bond is supposed to be the dude amongst all other men. He is the best of all men, and he is the Chad that every woman wants to freaking bang because he's the Giga Chad spy. Okay, that is James Bond. Okay, so this is the fight right here, by the way, where these guys are just pummeling the living daylights out of each other, and this is apparently how they become best friends, is nearly killing each other, just bashing their heads in. So yeah, you get to watch this. It's clown show nonsense. And as I rant and seethe and rage, I can show you the resort. I don't know if it actually well, yeah, I can show you this snarky, smarmy chick later on that I'm hovering over, that you meet well, you don't meet her. You meet her later in the game, but I can't keep track of the females in this game, by the way, because all these women, the white women, they're all these generic, ugly feminist types. Yeah, look at this. It's just insane. Just the level of which you're just destroying each other in this fight. But, they literally start off the writing and the characters in this game, and immediately I noticed this in all these trashy modern day gay and woke games. Yep, should have died there. All these trashy woke games all start the same way, I notice. And I swear to God that these games are being written by women, because it starts off like a trashy, generic slop, young adult fiction game. That's how this freaking game starts, with the story, with the characters. It's like Harry Potter, right? We ended up in Hogwarts Legacy, and we're training to become a wizard. Oh, actually MI6 agent. Whoopsies. Wrong freaking game, wrong story, wrong book. So instead of becoming a wizard, we're becoming a special agent. And this literally is starting off like a young adult fiction novel, which, by the way, women love these types of trashy storylines. And if you know anything about the books industry, women love trashy young adult fiction where everyone's equal. Men and women are starting off as students of an academy. You know, everyone's a part of Hogwarts Academy. Everyone's a part of MI6. Everyone's a part of the Jedi Academy. Everyone is on the same level. We're all playing on the same level. We're all equal to each other. And there's a bunch of drama, and typically there's one dude that hates the other dude, and then these girls, they hate each other because, you know, one has larger breasts than the other. No, women don't actually write that. Maybe they do. No, it's typically just drama where it's like, I don't like your personality. No, I don't like your personality. It's just all this petty nonsense. Men do not write this way. This is lame and it's gay, and that's how they wrote this. And this kind of bullcrap, where these two guys beat the living daylights out of each other, where one of them would have died. This is also how women write. And then they become best friends after they nearly kill each other like this. And by the way, constantly when you're fighting people in this game, you can tell that women made this game, because there's no impact. There's no consequences for people nearly killing each other. Women do not understand violence. And in this game, you constantly see how none of the characters understand violence from each other. I mean, they will nearly kill each other. And it's like, oh, whatever, 'tis a scratch. 'Tis but a scratch. Who cares? Oh, haha, what a joke. I nearly killed you. We're best friends now. The crappy character development reeks of female writing all throughout this game. And again, I hate the start of this game where you're a part of this trashy class of MI6, both men and women. Everyone's of different races, because Britain can't just be filled with British people, it has to be filled with diversity people. Awesome. Oh my gosh, it's, when I tell you this is just bad, we're not through bro, this is not the end of it, bro. This is not the end. This game sucks. The characters suck. I hate this effing woman, your freaking boss. I freaking hate her. She's on a power trip all game, like all women like her. These Democrat filth women who are given their DEI hires. They're given power, more power than they're worthy of, and they will do everything they can to just trash on men and make men's lives a living hell. Screw this woman, trashy character, and they try to make her foreboding. They try to make her super serious, and it's like, oh, I'm such a big deal. I'm the boss. And oh man, this is reminding me of past Call of Duty campaigns that do the same dog trash. Oh man. Oh, I cannot stand what has happened to the gaming industry, movies. Our entertainment has all been assassinated, bro. They want to kill our characters. They want to make everything lame and gay. So let's keep going, bro. All right. So what's the issue? All right, we have crappy women in this game. Women are trashing on James Bond all throughout this game, and they're just getting free one-ups. And James Bond is definitely written by a woman because he smirks. He acts like he's super turned on and attracted to women who are shit testing him, because women don't understand that men are not turned on when women are just being difficult and they're constantly disrespecting you. Actually, men are not attracted to that. Men actually hate that. They despise it. It's women who are attracted to men who, you know, shit test them, right? And there's a whole thing about that, right? Psychologically speaking, women like men who are difficult with them, but I don't think that's all women. I think that's definitely feminist women. The issue with a lot of feminist women is that they constantly project onto men what they're attracted to in men, and that's also where we get these. I'm not convinced James Bond in this game, I don't think he's straight. I'm not convinced he's straight. I don't think he ever had sex with a woman. They pretend that he had sex with a woman in this game. This guy is super lame. He's safe masculinity. He's safe edgy, whatever that is, right? Women don't know what edge is. He's safe edgy, safe horny, safe everything. This is a game made for toddlers, made for women, made for people that never grew up, adult children. That's what this game was for. That's who it was made for. That's who it was written for. It was made for retard Redditors who are still on their puberty blockers. The characters suck. The writing sucks. The women are constantly trashing on James Bond. It's worse than Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. And that game was bad. You have a bunch of women in this game who tell James, just like in Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, remember when that game was Game of the Year? I'm sure this one's Game of the Year too. You have women constantly telling James, my career comes before you. I still have so much to achieve. I'm sorry. I can't waste my time with you, James. I have a career. Just like how at the end of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle have oh man, I just want to go off. I want to go off. I have to hold myself back. This dip crap of a woman that's your romance. You know, she's a feminist. She has ugly hair. She has a boyish body, just like all the women in this game. By the way, all these games have the same body types on these women. The body types that no man can get a freaking boner to. Like, no guy is fantasizing about these women. And I have something to say on that too. Okay, I'll say it right now. One of the biggest issues with our modern day... Oh, look at that. Look at that black scientist, by the way. That's totally British, and that's totally, like, also scientist. The biggest issue with our media today, and it dawned on me a while back. The biggest issue with our media today is that men no longer, or just the writers in general, they don't have fantasies about women. That's why everything feels so lame and effing gay. These writers, directors, whatever, in all of our media today, they don't have fantasies about women. Remember Ninja Gaiden? That's just like, that is the uber fantasy about women game, right? And I love the women in that game. But it's every game that came out around that time of Ninja Gaiden and the Batman Arkham games and just the men, it was men making these games. But the guys that were making these games had fantasies about women. What do you think the problem is nowadays with the games coming out now? These are games where the writers and the developers and the directors have fantasies, and also same for movies, they have fantasies about men, or fantasies about nothing, maybe banging a plant, I don't know. Banging an animal, I don't know. They don't have fantasies though about women. So you don't get cool masculine characters, because when you have fantasies about women, you want to have an awesome masculine guy as the main character. And then you want to have sexy, super hot women as the supporting characters. This is why storytelling sucks now today. Because we don't have straight men who have fantasies about women making the fiction that we have now today. The fiction that's telling us a story about ourselves right now today. And again, as I said earlier, see, I wasn't able to finish that previous point I was making, but this is the issue, is that nowadays we're acting like we can have stories when they're multicultural. We're acting like we can have stories when stories are diverse and woke. No, stories mean something, and they only mean something because of your in-group, because of your tribe. The reason why storytelling was good for a long time was because it was what white people had to say and think about each other and themselves. White people were making stories about themselves and each other, and it was happening across time. Captain America is about white people. You can go through H.P. Lovecraft and his work. It's about white people. You can go through Superman. It's about white people. You can go through Nordic mythology. It's about white people. You can go through the Bible, and it's, racially, I don't know what because there's a lie, right? That goes really far back in time. But let's just say, let's be over-reductive with it. The Bible is talking about who? Jewish people. Not really. It's talking about all kinds of other groups of people. And obviously, the tribes of Judah, they spread out geographically. So there's all that. But let's just over-reductively, it's about Jewish people. Okay? It's not. Okay, anyways. So, our stories are telling us something about ourselves and each other within the in-group. Look at this ugly freaking woman. Oh my gosh, bro. And this is not a British woman. Oh. What is the issue today with all of our media is that we're not telling ourselves a story about ourselves any longer. We are now telling ourselves a story that doesn't exist. Okay, so this is Q, and it is a guy, but I think he's gay, by the way. So anyways, whatever. We're no longer telling ourselves a story about ourselves. We're now grabbing these people that do not represent our in-group. They don't represent white people. And they're supposed to represent white people now in white people's stories. Air quotes on white people now, right? We're supposed to have these multicultural, globalist stories. They're supposed to be as compelling as a story that tells you about yourself and your people. Why are animes so great? Okay, well, it's technically telling you a story about yourself as either an Asian person or a white person. A lot of anime, let's just face it, is like white and Asian coded. It's both. It's weird how they managed to do that, but there's a lot of anime you feel like it's more about Asian people. Other anime, it's about white people, and then other anime, it's, you can think it's white and or Asian people. So that's what it's telling a story about ourselves. For whatever reason, specifically the Japanese, a lot of Asians identify with white people, even though they're not white. And they do make good stories. They don't make white people stories, but they do make good Asian people stories. And their stories, even though there's a weird synergy that they're trying to have with white people, they are inspired by whites, that's for sure. The Asians are, but they also make good stories on their own. The good Asian storytellers, there's a lot of trash ones too, but the good ones, right? They're telling themselves a story about each other, fellow Asian people, but also to Americans typically, or just other white people. We don't have this anymore today. Our stories have to constantly incorporate people from outgroups that we want nothing to do with, from outgroups that do not resemble us, that do not reflect us, that we cannot make a story off of. So we have these characters in these stories now that just have people that don't belong in the narrative. And now today, why one game, one movie after another, books as well, come out after each other? And all of it sucks. Why does it all suck? Because there's no in-group. Because we're no longer telling ourselves a story about ourselves and each other. We're now telling ourselves a story about no one. Because we have to incorporate everybody. And now there's no story to tell. And there's no generational value to pass down. Because who is the generation? Who is the society that you're speaking for? There's nothing you're speaking for. Hansel and Gretel was about what, right? A specific race of people from a specific background, and it was telling us a story about ourselves and each other during that time, back then, and therefore passing down generational value. This is the issue with so much modern media, is that we're trying to force the very things that cannot be forced into place. We are trying to put, right? We're trying to put square pegs into round holes. It doesn't work. And therefore, we get trashy characters, or we grab the characters that are great that we once loved, and now we're ruining them. And now we have characters that were great at one point, like James Bond, and now he sucks. And now nobody likes this character. And now this game comes out, and it's like, who likes this? I don't know who the frick likes this, but this isn't James. This isn't James Bond. And the diversity that's surrounding him, this isn't Britain. This isn't the world of James Bond. And constantly, as you're going through the story and going through the characters and going through the monotony of all this dog trash, you constantly feel like this is a different game. This isn't the world of James Bond. So right here, right, look at this lineup. This is what I hate. We're treating all these other characters from your MI6 class, we're treating them all like they're on the same level as James. I hate this. Let alone, you know, the characters look ugly and filthy. A lot of the women do. They don't look like they belong there. Okay. I cannot stand the fact that we have to make it where apparently all these people are on the same level as James. James Bond is above them all. Screw this. It's freaking lame and gay. So that is me going through a lot of my upset, a lot of my frustration. By the way, the AI in this game is absolutely laughable and retarded. A lot of the mechanics in this game, the bluffing when you're caught, is laughable and retarded. Oh my god. I mean, and the locations you go to, the way that the plot and the story develops is clown world nonsense. But again, the AI is terrible in this game. It's so laughable. There's so many moments you will just be laughing out loud, like, what the frick that happened? What the frick? Like, it was terribly designed. I don't know what the frick they were thinking. A lot of the game mechanics in this game don't even matter. You can blend into crowds when you don't blend at all, just like in Assassin's Creed. I don't know what that's about. But yeah, you can blend into crowds, and it sucks. It's lame. I'm talking about all of the mechanics in this game. It's just so bad. The Hitman developers made this, and I don't really like the Hitman games that much. They're okay, but there's a bunch of issues I have with the way that they're designed. They're kind of like fake video games, if I'm being honest. The most recent Hitman games. But I did like and appreciate the previous Hitman games. They had better stories and also sexy women in them. Remember the freaking sexy nuns? I remember that. Yeah, not anymore. That's not something we can have in our games anymore. Sadly, no sexy women anymore. But these are not the same developers, by the way, from the Hitman games. But dude, it's just the game is such a clown show to play through. The locations, they try to say that these locations stand to test against the Uncharted games. Just no, okay? The locations are not that great, but some of these locations are kind of eye-appealing, but they're soulless. When you go through Uncharted, all of the locations have soul. This game has no soul. It sucks. I hate it. I don't know, man. Like, you can tell that a lot of these modern developers, they're really just trying to put their application through for being a modern architecture architect. Because all these developers have a real knack for modern architecture, and I get it, like, modern architecture looks beautiful, but they always want to show off that they can just make modern architecture in all these games. Anyway, so the plot develops like trash. The villains are fake in this game. There was something when I was raging that I forgot to mention. There's something about... Oh... Yeah, this is the resort I was talking about earlier that you go to. You meet some freaking clowns here. Apparently there's a chick with a nice anus. That's the word we're gonna use here, right? No, she has, I guess, a nice butt. I don't know. Okay, is he talking? Oh, he's talking to Moneypenny. I thought he was just going freaking crazy for a second. I thought James was just having a schizo moment, talking to himself out loud at the resort. All right, where's the hot chick? Jeez Louise, dude, where is it? So, yeah, and I do have to mention some things about just, yeah, okay. So this chick, I guess she's got kind of a nice... This is the only chick in the game that has a nice body, but she's a completely insufferable biatch. She is so disrespectful. She is such a piece of trash. Could you bang this chick? Okay, she has nice breasts. Okay, fine. She has a nice butt. Okay, fine. Yes, that face is okay, but there's something so busted about her face because I hate this graphical appeal to characters in these modern games. Okay, yes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you could bang her, but holy crap. In this scene, they're flirting with each other, and the dialogue is so bad, bro. But yeah, I mean, okay. I mean, I think bangable. This is the only chick that's bangable in the game, but completely hands off, by the way. She is not available. I think she's also an older chick, so she's past expiration date. There's no way you're freaking filling this chick up and impregnating her. So good luck on that. Here, let's listen to the trashy dialogue here. My gosh.
John?
Drinking alone was never my forte.
Well, I didn't realize you were this thirsty.
Parched.
What the
actually.
frick, bro? Oh my god.
You were free diving.
The diet. Bro,
Yeah, being a
it's
marine
so lame and
biologist
gay.
comes in handy.
Oh, what's your number?
Chasing a
Really?
six at the moment.
Really?
6.
Oh
Very
my gosh.
impressive.
Dude, this is female dialogue.
People
This
think it's all
sucks.
about the lungs, but it's all in the mind.
Dude,
A mistake easily made.
what is this dialogue, bro?
So what can I get you? You seem the kind of guy who knows what he likes. So let me guess, you don't like it too sweet. You don't like it too complicated.
Not complicated at all, actually.
You like it straight up.
Why is she... Okay, so we are now branching into what I am about to have a major... I'm about to have a rage-gasm. I am about to lose my effing mind. Alright? We're about to get into... Oh man. We're gonna get into it in a second here. I am about to go on a freaking rage boner about this freaking nonsense. I cannot stand modern writing. I cannot stand modern female characters, modern everything. Okay? These women that they're hiring for these jobs, because I don't buy it. I'm not convinced that these are men making this. Okay, I hate the outfit on James. I'm sorry. Is this James Bond? Does this look like a bachelor? Does this look like James Bond? No, it looks like some layman gay dude at a freaking resort. This is not James. Now, by the way, I would smash this chick. I would definitely smash her. And I would not be ashamed, okay? Nice breast size, nice hips. The one chick, but there, again, but it's like she's not sexy like women are sexy in previous games. She has that disgusting, icky, modern woman feel, and I hate modern women so much. She has that stench of feminism on her, and I cannot stand. She doesn't feel feminine. She feels like a man in a woman's body, and I'm disgusted, and I don't like it. Would I smash her body? Yes. Do I want to smash her femininity? In no way, no. This is not a feminine woman, and I hate her. I hate her for it, okay? These women writing these female characters, they suck at their job. They suck at their job. They do not know how to write women. And it's one game after the next. It's like, oh my gosh, you people suck. And it's the fake horny. It's the safe horny. It's the fake romance. It's the fake dialogue. It's the fake hitting on each other. The fake flirting. The safe flirting. I hate all of it. This sucks. In past games, this scene would be giving me a freaking boner. But in this game, I am ragingly soft, okay? Flaccid as a freaking Nile River. This sucks.
I've been known to experiment.
Known to experiment. That's a gay joke right there. You have no idea how many times James will say things. They're just so gay coded. It's like, this is James Bond. Can he just say something painfully straight? Like he did in previous games, by the way? Where it's just unabashedly straight, like you think it's autistic, but no. By the way, today, what we mistake autism for is just sincerity. What used to be sincerity in older generations is now being labeled as autistic. And by the way, men and how they used to be attracted to women unashamedly, and how, like, just possessive, sorry, not possessive, well, anyways, how obsessively attracted men were and desiring men were of women. Now we call that, we give retard modern day terms for that. There's a bunch of them, like Gooner and whatnot. It's just all this freaking nonsense. What men used to be, that was traditional and normal for generations, we now have all these terms that just, oh, it's just not normal anymore. Anyways, I hate this chick. I want to smash her body, but she's not feminine and she's not a woman. So I guess they bang. I guess, okay, so I guess it's, okay, so I get, see, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced now. I think he's a homosexual. I don't think, nope, I don't buy it. I think they're listening to something else. I think something else is going on. I don't think he's banging her, okay? I don't think he's banging her. And this lame joke right here.
Audio. James, still on.
So lame, bro, and you barely hear audio right there. Like, they cut it short. Oh my god, lame. I'm not convinced. I think they fell on the ground. They gasped from falling on the ground, and I don't think they actually had sex. Okay, this is just lame and gay. Now listen, am I happy for James that he smashed that chick? Yeah, but dog.
Tea time.
All right, so that's it, right? So wow, so impressive. I'm not convinced. I'm just not convinced. I'm not convinced. All right, and this is the other scene where she's a complete insufferable biatch towards James. Maybe this is the first time they meet. I don't know. I think this chick is all throughout the game. I don't know. I don't know. All the women are the same to me in this game. I think this is the first time meeting her. They look at that outfit. It's so feminist coded. I hate it.
Tell me you're not checking out.
I'm being upgraded, actually.
Of course you are.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's just a constant back-talking dialogue. I hate this. This is not charismatic. This is not the kind of dialogue we used to get in past films and James Bond, past games.
It must be important.
There's the feminist coding on the women's faces in these modern games. So she looks better, right? In that other scene, she looks okay, but it's like there's this really disgusting look on women's faces in these modern games. Look at that face. The uglification is there. It's just, this is not past games. You can go look at so many past games. Women have sexy faces. This is a feminist face where it's a little bit more rounded out. It's less acute. I don't know. Feminist women have like this chunky face syndrome where it's a little bit rounder. It's not very acute. Sharp angles, right? They don't have a healthy BMI. And there's just something pudgy about her face. It's not just that. There's something else about woke liberal women. They're just not hot. They're not attractive, and there's something wrong with their effing face. It's uglified, and I hate it. Liberal women, they uglify themselves, and then when they make women in games, the women's faces are uglified in the same way to reflect the female developers. Gross. This is not what some bombshell smoke show hot chick looks like. You know, hot chicks look really hot with a hat and sunglasses on. This is not a hot chick. So again, this is what I'm talking about. Safe horny, safe sexy, safe this. It's all for feminists. I hate this.
Very.
Ugh. And the way she backtalks him, like, this is how women think that charming, charismatic, flirtatious dialogue goes, where like you can't let the man get the upper edge and you have to allow the woman to be like, I'm not actually into you. Actually. This is the woman's version of actually, honestly. The constant back talking that we see in all this media. I hate it.
It must be important.
Very.
Oh my god, that's snarky. And again, they suck at the animations, but like, you know what it is. So many pieces of filth. Liberal women behave this way in real life. If you try to flirt on them, which why would you? But if they even register for a second that you're flirting on them, you're hitting on them, whatever, right? They do this like, actually, I'm not that interested. Oh my gosh, bro. Oh my god, I hate this. I hate They just oh. As I said, I'm about to go off. Oh, okay, right? They do this whole thing. Actually, I'm not that interested in you. Oh, I hate this so much. So I'm just gonna pull myself back for a second, because we're about to go all out. I'm gonna hold myself back from going all out. Oh man.
The Emperor Villa will be ready shortly.
Insufferable. Insufferable. I hate feminists so
I'll do that,
much.
thank you.
And then she just nopes out.
I didn't catch your name.
Noping out from Giga Chad. Didn't catch your name?
I didn't give it.
Didn't give it. Didn't give it. Oh,
Attractive history.
whoa, that's the woman of my dreams, bro. It's so hot. When you have no idea how many times this happens in this game where James is constantly disrespected and spoken smack back to time and time again. He is constantly being trashed on. I hate this. I hate this. It happens over and over. And it's not just in this game. It's in all those other games I spoke about. You can think about Mind's Eye. You can think about Spider-Man 2. You can think about all these games have the same, I swear they have the same graphical, the visual style. And I swear they have the same writer, the same trashy woke writer. I swear, or it's just the same hive mind of trashy woke writing women. Whatever it is, I hate these developers who make these movie games and they all have the same feel. Let's just go through that one more time. I hate that this is all throughout the game, and every game that's like this. None of these games are unique from each other. They all suck.
Thank you.
Hey, can I get your name?
I didn't catch your name.
She's walking away from Giga Chad. That's who James Bond is supposed to be.
I didn't catch your name.
Turns around.
I didn't give
I
it.
didn't give it. Smirks like a freaking feminist. Dude, I don't give my name, cause screw you, Mel. Oh yeah, you're so cool. You backtalk to a man, you disrespect him. Wow, you're such a cool female. You're so cool. You're so aloof. I can't wait to bang you. Gee, I wonder. When I talk about how often it's like that's like a body I'd bang, but that's a female I'm completely repulsed by. Is it starting to make sense here? These women are all in this media. This is not a woman. This is some woman that is trying to behave like a man, thinking that talking back to you like a man is somehow sexually appealing. Somehow that's a turn on for a guy. And they don't care. It's a turn on for the woman to act like a man. This is disgusting feminist bullcrap. And I hate it. I hate it. It's in all these games. We just keep on murdering our characters. How do you get immersed? And how do you enjoy crappy characters and stories like this? This is happening all throughout this game. All the women that he talks to and has fake romances with. As I said, I don't think this guy's banged a single female in this game. I don't think he's done it. I'm not convinced. I think he's gay. And then that stupid grin that only a female writer would give a man. Every guy that... Oh my gosh, dude. This right here.
I didn't give it.
I didn't give it. And then that stupid smirking grin. Wow, she really knocked me off my feet. They're writing a man like a woman here, bro. They're writing our Giga Chad male. Again, female writers. This is how this whole game reeks of female writers. And female writers suck. And this right here is how women think that men are like totally turned on by a woman playing aloof and being completely disrespectful and just not answering to you straight. In reality, if a woman actually responded to like most men, okay, we're not thinking right now of James Bond, but even James Bond actually, if that's the response for a man to be given that response by a woman, I didn't give it. That's just like a hard rejection. That's just like a fuck off and die from a woman. That's what it is. That is the level of intensity that men receive when a woman speaks that way. Now, James Bond can respond differently because he's James Bond. He's a womanizer, blah, blah, blah. But for men in general, like the common man, that's like just a death. That's a death blow. That's a death bullet. Just aimed straight at your freaking head. I mean, that is just the execution ceremony for a man, is when a woman sits there, turns back, and tries to say something to humiliate you. This is something that just gives men trauma, okay? The average man. Now, and let's just be honest. For the average man, this gives trauma, and then he has to work past it, you know, through a rope or something. I'm joking. But anyways, but for some men, yeah. Anyway. For James Bond, though, I mean, this would just piss you off and be like, oh, screw that biatch. Screw her. Oh, what a freaking C word. What an insufferable piece of filth. That's what a dude like James Bond would think. It's like, oh, this chick's just a piece of trash. She's just mean. And that's not feminine. This to backtalk a man that's flirting with you in that way, that's not feminine. And that's what we get in a game with James Bond. Is this James Bond? No, it's not. Is that a woman? That's a sexual interest of James Bond? No, it's not. How many Bond girls, they're actually hot, actually effeminate? You know, by the way, hot women are typically pretty effeminate. I wonder why. And then feminists are typically ugly and not effeminate, and they think that being masculine is what actual femininity is, and also what's really sexually alluring is when they act masculine. I wonder why. I wonder why there's that weird disparity. Anyways. But we have this problem here, all right? We have this problem here where it's clear that we have an IP, a franchise that's made for men, James Bond, and we're having one story plot development after the other. By the way, your whole class dies. The young adult fiction class that you join a part of, the MI6 group, most of them die, and then some of the other ones just go off and do something else. So it's just like, it's like they're trying to speed run all the novels that these trashy female writers are trying to burn through, right? So they're writing a trilogy. We went through the young adult fiction novel book. That's the first novel. Then we go through the second part where James is striking it out on his own, and then he meets a stupid female. And then the third novel later in the game is we have this, you know, we have like a weird roulette. We have a villain boss, Bond villain roulette, where these are crappy. Okay. Female writers have a lot of problems. And see, this is my problem with this video that I'm making. There's so many things to complain about because female writers, dude, they suck at writing. They suck at storytelling. They don't know what the frick they're doing. And there's so many problems with female writing. There's one pitfall after the next. Women write like retards, all right? And when you go through this midwit writing acumen, it's so insufferable. It's like, okay, I hated the way that this freaking story starts with the young adult fiction nonsense. It's so juvenile. It's not James Bond. You're equivocating him with a bunch of retards. He's not just a retard amongst other retards. This is ridiculous. But then we go through the middle section of the game where he's kind of trying to strike it out on his own, and it's kind of meandering, and he runs into some chicks here and there and has fake romances momentarily until he goes into the next fake romance. And then, you know, I mean, like, seriously, what happened in the middle of this game? It was just a bunch of nothing, bro. Oh my gosh. And I have the same thing to say about a lot of these modern movie games. I mean, it's basically tourism. The second novel in the book series is tourism. So we go through the young adult fiction crappy phase, first novel of the series book. Then the second book is, let's go on a random on a freaking tourism bender. We're gonna start going on tourism visas, and we're just gonna go everywhere we want because women have this weird fixation on tourism and going new places and extravagant locations, maybe, or not, or maybe just let's go to the trashiest trash hole in a third world country and act like nothing bad's gonna happen. Okay, yeah, good luck with that, biatch. That's gonna work out for you. So anyways, The second novel, we go through a crappy tourism bender. And then during the last section of the game, we're in the third novel. And I guess this game is 12 hours long. The story is, right? The story is. I guess, right? The third novel is, let's go through a roulette of villains. Because this is another issue with female writers, is that, for one, they don't understand how to make a villain. And, you know, there's a lot of ways that they don't it's not just one way, so I'm not going to go through all of it. But, like, one of the things is that they can't make up their... This is the same issue with Jedi Survivor, by the way. They can't decide who the villain is, and you have to suddenly feel sorry for Bo-Katan. I think that's his name, or whatever, frick, the Bo guy. You have to feel sorry for him. It's an understandable villain. He's a single father. It's just... this reeks of female writer. You know, a lot of female writers, it's so clear, or just effeminate men, you know, men, the men they're hiring, maybe they just think like women. But anyways, this is female writing where they cannot decide on a freaking villain. So during the end of the game, there's like 5 villains or something. I can't keep track. There's a bunch of people where it's like, is this the villain? Is this a villain? Is this a villain? And you're fighting random people, random bosses or not bosses, and we're just going through a roulette of people who are supposed to be the villain, and we don't know who it is. So it's just so trashy, because, like, we don't have a defined villain. We don't have a defined antagonist. So it's like, that hurts the story, by the way. So what is the story about, actually? What is the story? There's no villain structure. If there's no villain structure, there's no opposition structure. If there's no opposition structure in a story, then what's the freaking struggle? What's the strive? What are we pushing back against? What's the issue for the main character? And that's the issue with this game story, is actually going through the whole game story. You're like, what's the purpose of going from point A to point B? We're going to constant new places. For what purpose? For what reason? Random new character here. Random new trashy character over there. We're going through constant new characters that mean absolutely nothing, right? We have the crappy young adult fiction starting novel of the game. Then we go through the crappy tourism bender. We're going on a freaking tourism spree. Second novel of the game, and then the third novel is a crappy roulette villain arc of the game where we can't make up our effing minds who's the bad guy. So, like, where is this story going? And this is the same issue with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. With a lot of female writing, it feels like constantly you're just going to different places just because women like the idea of, let's just go to new novel places because I need to be a tourista everywhere I go. Okay, I mean, that's not a story. That's not a narrative, okay? You should just go on vacation then. You shouldn't have this job. You shouldn't be a writer for this game. You shouldn't be a director for this movie. You suck at what you do. You want to go on vacation. You don't want to make a story. You don't want to make an actual legitimate narrative. Screw you. Screw you. And it's one game after the next. We keep getting this and it sucks and I hate it. So anyways, right. So he gives that stupid smirk. He gives that stupid, oh man. I mean, that's thumbnail worthy at this point, right? But, okay, whatever. You know, so you get, and this is, again, this is just one, this is the best example. I remember when this happened in the game and I was just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, bro. Like, for one, again, and then for two, this game, and then for three, bro, oh my god, it just gets worse, right? Like, this just defines the entirety of this game. How Bond is spoken to, and then how he responds. Like, oh, these women are constantly shitting on me. That is so hot. That's so sexy. She is so cool. I can't wait to be falling head over heels for her. This is not James Bond. I don't know how anyone convinces themselves that this is Bond. This is not. And again, maybe you understand, the more I go through all this, why I have all this anger and hatred. We're not done. Let me explain to you something else. That is the problem. Female writing. This game reeks of female writing. I don't know who the writer is. I would not be surprised as a woman, or it's just a heavily gay dude, okay? whatever it is. Here's another problem. Okay, right? So I cannot even begin to tell you how much I despise this scene. It describes perfectly what happens all throughout this game, where Bond is spoken down to, especially by the women. They're always constantly talking back to him, and it's always this smack, it's always this back sass. I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. And it's over and over again that we see this. Okay, moving ahead here.
Attractive mystery woman 1. St. John's
Attractive,
Drive.
attractive.
No.
Yeah, attractive to a freaking feminist. I'd bang the body. I don't want to bang the woman though. So that's a huge problem. This chick has major red flags. I wonder why. Oh yeah, we already went through all that. Anyways, so, wait, does he say anything else? Because he always, Bond in this game always has something retarded to say, and everyone else does too.
Eyes on the ledger,
Let's see,
James.
let's see.
Right, yeah. Ledger.
See, he always says cringy stuff that's no charisma, that's like a freaking doofy male would say. This is doofy Bond. This is freaking doofus Bond. That's what we're stuck with in this game.
On it.
That's exactly what it is. This is doofus dorky
Afternoon.
Bond.
Here to sign the ledger. Make my stay official.
Mr. Smack.
God, I mean, he talks like a freaking gay, like he makes a bunch of gay dad jokes. None of it's funny. All of it sucks. He's not charismatic. Like, oh my gosh, this is just the worst James Bond that you can imagine.
We've been expecting you. Give it a flick through. So I
And
can
again,
know the
like,
names.
okay, I'm done. Let's move on from here. Let's rage about the final, because I think I went through everything I can think of to get really pissed off about. I trashed on a lot of stuff here. I hope I don't forget about anything, because now we're gonna go into the final thing that I really hate about this game, about the story. Well, I mean, the game is a movie, so I guess what I hate about the movie, because that's all it is. So I guess there is no game here. Let's just trash on the story, right? Because that's all this is. All right. So trashy writing, all abroad, all, you know, it's just too much of it. Too much of it. It's everywhere. Here we go. Are you ready? Are you ready for me to get into the next thing to rage about? Oh no, she got captured. Oh no. Oh no, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna save the feminists? Oh man. Oh man, oh man. Alright, so are you ready? The ending of this game. Oh wow. Oh man. Oh, that's the other part I forgot about. They constantly do everything in their power to make Bond come across as incompetent. Not only is he spoken down to, but they do everything they can to make James come across or appear to be incompetent, or again, as a doofus male. All throughout this game, this game is at the expense of James Bond. This game is at the expense of his character. This game is at the expense of his competency, to the point that they try to equate multiple female characters to Bond on different levels. They're constantly doing all they can to make Bond as nerfed as possible and as lacking of a man as possible. This is gay Bond. This is gay doofus dorky Bond. That is what he is. Who is definitely not banging women all throughout this game. I know that for a fact. He's not banging a single female. Here's the next issue. And here's the ultimate point I have to make with this video before I think I call this all quits, because man, I think I went through everything, and quite frankly, I'm getting tired. You know, because I've been ranting and seething and raging for long enough, and honestly, I want to eat something and become obese and die. So, alright. What is this final issue? And this shows up in a bunch of woke media. Is this guy on fire and he's fighting Bond? Okay, I mean, no, it's just, this game's too stupid for that. Bro, I missed that part. He's on fire when he's fighting Bond, dude. Oh. These writers suck. Dude, this is bad. Anyway, dude, anyway. Here's the final point I have to make, okay? This is the magnum opus of this freaking review. This is the magnum opus of my entire existence, okay? It's what I'm about to share with you, okay? I'm giving you blue balls. Why? I want you to think for 2 seconds with me. What is so insufferable in all of media, especially modern day media, especially woke media, but a lot of proto-woke media has exactly what I am about to share with you. Can you just randomly guess what I'm about to talk about? Here's a hint. It has to do with women. Here's another hint. It has to do with men in correlation to women. Hey, you know how I keep talking about how the men are deeply incompetent in these games, in these movies, in these stories, in a lot of woke and proto-woke fiction? Especially feminist fiction? Oh, so this guy burned alive, and so he put the mask on, and then something else happened. Wait, what? No, this is, so this guy becomes a cyborg later on. I don't know. Anyways, he gets into a freaking mech suit. Okay, so let's get into it. This happens in the Thrawn trilogy. This happens in a bunch of, proto-woke Star Wars, if you remember the Thrawn trilogy. Literally, frick, what's the stupid biatch's name? The stupid Mara Jade. The chick that's with Luke Skywalker, she literally kills... Oh man, that's not a good way to go out, is it? That's a terrible way to go out. Holy, that's scary. Mara Jade literally kills Master Sabayoth, and I think and also I believe she also kills Luke Skywalker's clone in the Thrawn trilogy. Every victory, and also there's other victories before that, every kill shot, Luke Skywalker, because Timothy Zahn is a hack, refuses to kill every guy, every villain in the Thrawn trilogy. Luke Skywalker's like, no, I'm too much of a good boy. I'm too much of a Boy Scout. I can't kill anybody. She may. Mara Jade is the freaking man of the freaking book series, of the freaking story. She's the only one that's willing to kill any of the bad guys, and she's the only one that's given any of the kill shots. You want to know something that happens all the time in feminist media, woke media, proto-woke media, clown media? Women constantly... The male character, for some reason, is always incompetent, and we always make a joke out of this effing guy. The women always get the kill shot on the villain, and the guy is too much of a freaking pansy to kill any of the villains himself. Because for some reason, we have to pussify men all the effing time. By the way, many times in this game, women save Bond. Women define Bond. You know, Bond saying, I like my drinks shaken, not stirred, or whatever the frick he says. Literally, that line is given to him by one of the fake romance women in this game, okay? Many defining aspects and features about Bond are given to him by women in this game, and this is something that feminist media, fiction, literature loves to do, is give giga alpha male Chad characters. For one, they love to level down the men and make a mockery of them, but at the same time, they're supposed to be like the fake romance of the entire story that the women refuse to have sex with, and they have this like really androgynous romance with. It just sucks the whole way through. It's in all of this feminist, proto-woke, woke media, just all of it, okay? Liberal fiction. It has all this stench. There are multiple games I've played through on this channel, or haven't played on this channel, but you know, I've seen. There are multiple products, movies, whatever. All of this crap does the same thing. You know, Spider-Man 2 does the same thing. Levels down Peter Parker, makes a mockery out of him. Mary Jane is a freaking Chad that just beats everybody up. She's freaking a dude just punching everyone, and she just messes all the dudes up. You know, bunch of dudes in Last of Us 2. Ellie is the freaking Chad. Abby is a freaking Chad. The men just die. The men are at the expense of the women. Indiana Jones, Great Circle, you know, we can just go down a very long list, and those are the biggest names I'm thinking of. There's a bunch of games I forgot about that I've covered previously on this channel. You can go see me seethe and rage about those in my other reviews. Regardless, these movies, games, books are all the same. This is a pathogen that exists within feminist women's minds, and I guess also heavily effeminate men's minds as well, who happen to be gay, and they're writing this fiction. It's all the same thing, where the women always get the kill shots on villains. You want to know where else it happens? Jedi Survivor. Cal Kestis can't get the kill shot on almost I think all of the villains. I'm trying to remember if he actually kills anybody. He can't, because he's a Boy Scout. And it's the women that get the kill shots, or something else kills the women. Oh, and by the way, women can't die in all this media and feminist literature and fiction. Women can't die. They either kill themselves or something kills them for them. Like Deborah Wilson was not actually, no, she was by accident. She was not actually killed by Darth Vader. She accidentally stumbled into his blade and she nearly got Darth Vader. They were nearly at odds with each other. They were toe to toe. And I hate that about Jedi Survivor. The fact that they tried to put Deborah Wilson on the same level. Some random bald black woman is a Jedi Master, Grand Master, and she's on such a level that she nearly defeats Anakin Skywalker, Darth Vader, in a freaking sword fight, you know, saber fight, love of God. And she stumbles into his blade before he stumbles into hers. If you know the scene, you know the scene. It's freaking ridiculous. I can't believe anyone would ever justify that scene. You're a freaking retard. If, you know, I'm talking of a hypothetical retard individual. I'm thinking of a Redditor, okay? These freaking clowns, they're freaking retards, thinking that's acceptable in any way whatsoever. That Darth Vader is on an equal level to Deborah Wilson, right? And he nearly gets freaking slain. And he gets lucky. He gets lucky. Oops, she stumbled into my blade. Same thing happens in all of this media. Women cheat death all the time. These actual main characters who are constantly mocking the men, and we can only sell the book, we can only sell the game, sell the movie, because a man is the main character. Cal Kestis is the main character. But these writers, these women who happen to be the writers, they secretly want a woman to be the main character. They hate that it's a man. They hate that it's Cal Kestis that's a main character. So then they make the women the main characters. They cheat death. They can't die. The women, they never actually get slain by anybody because they're too good. They accidentally kill themselves. They're accidentally too good, or they forget to be too good. So they stumble into blades. They suddenly shoot themselves, whatever. In all of this fiction, the women are always their own worst enemy. No one else can defeat women except themselves. They cheat death. Their worst enemy is themselves. Apparently, they're invulnerable to the world and everyone surrounding them. They're just that good. No one can beat them. And they mock the men. They're constantly back-talking the main character, or just the leading male characters, whoever they happen to be, right? Joel, let's crap on Joel, even though he's a freaking Giga Chad father, right? In Last of Us 2. It's just... And then again, when there's a big bad villain, when we also can't figure out who the effing villain is. There has to be multiple villains because female writing. When the big bad villain, whoever the F they happen to be, whenever they're killed, it's by a woman. Same thing happens in Jedi Survivor. Same thing happens in this game. Same thing happens in all of this effing fiction. Feminist media, literature, fiction. It's all the same thing. It's always the woman that gets the killing shot on the men. And for some reason, every male character, main character or not, he's always too much of a Boy Scout to kill the villain. This is some heavy, high-level psyop bull crap. This is propaganda to the highest level. And that happens in this game too. Literally, and I don't know, all the women are the same to me, so I don't know which woman it is, but every single woman in this game, they either save or define, or they get the kill shot on a villain in place of Bond. Bond is a freaking doofus. He's a freaking dork. He barely achieves anything on his own. And when he does, the writers are just giving him a layup so that he can give a future victory to another female character. Everything is at the expense of Bond. Every victory Bond has is at the expense of himself, for women, for the female characters to get a one-up, for the female characters to be like, yeah, you can storm through a freaking beach of Normandy of men, you know, you can go through a quarry like we're looking at right now, you can go through hordes and hordes of men. You're a one-man army, but you're not a woman, and you can't kill the bad guy, the big bad guy. And also, when you're about to die, you can't save yourself, which of course, again, character assassination. Bond is supposed to be able to save himself when he's near death. No, we have to have a woman save him. So yeah, Bond, you're a one-man army. Yeah, you can just, in gameplay, you can just slaughter through a bunch of men. You can slaughter through a whole population of dudes. By the way, all the bad guys, wow, a lot of them are oddly white. A lot of the good guys are diversity squads. That's weird. Anyways, moving on. But you know the one thing you can't do, Bond? You can't save your own life. You can't take out the big baddie, because it comes down to a woman to actually drive the plot, to actually make all the titular decisions, to carry through with all the titular consequences, and the narrative and the storyline comes down to a woman. You're a pathetic main character male. I'm a freaking female, and I outclass you. And in this game, we've got multiple women. They outclass Bond constantly. That is the number one thing. Dude, this is just character assassination to the highest degree on Bond. This game is not James Bond. And when I said at the start of this video, they're doing everything in their power to kill Bond. They're doing everything they can to kill all of our characters. Every single game, every single movie that comes out, this is intentional character assassination. The writers, they despise these characters. The writers despise Luke Skywalker. They despise James Bond, Indiana Jones. They despise Han Solo. And we know what that looks like, right? In The Force Awakens. They despise, Cal Kestis. They despise him. He literally, oh my gosh. Oh, I'm getting flashbacks to that game. It's so bad. But there's so many other games I'm currently forgetting. You know, Spider-Man 2, we could say that. They hate Peter Parker. They hate, there's a bunch of games for some reason I'm forgetting about. But dude, there's a long list. I have to go look through all my reviews on this channel in order to remind myself of all this nonsense. But every time there's a main or even an important side male character, these guys always come secondary to the women. It's absolute clownery, and it's time and time again that we see this in so much of our modern fiction today. And this is just another example. I don't know what characters are left to kill at this point. We've assassinated Bond. We already assassinated him through the films. Now we're doing it through the games. But it's like, seriously, who's left? I'm trying to think about who's left. Oh yeah, and then we did it with Lord of the Rings, and yeah, of course we did it with Star Wars, yeah. So it's just one thing after another, dude. It's so bad. It just keeps happening. This game's a complete clown show. And I think that's everything. I'm trying to remember on the spot in case I forgot anything. But here. So that's pretty much everything I can think of to say. Look at that female. That's not a real woman. Yeah. Yes. Listen to this. This is wonderful. This is the end of the game. You won. You defeated the 15 gajillion Bond villains that are fake villains. Anyways. Yeah, here's the chick. Oh, yeah.
What's this?
She can't even show her freaking breasts off. She can't sit in an... Yeah. She can't even sit in an actual bikini. She has to have this massive sweater on herself. Gay and lame.
What's this?
What's this?
Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred.
Shaken, not stirred.
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
I want what I want, James.
She owns... Look at that. Look at it. She is holding the frame of the conversation, of the situation. This is every scene. Bond is always getting mogged to death by the women in this game. Every freaking cutscene. This guy's being mogged to death. The women own the frame every step of the way. His freaking biatch of an Indian boss. That freaking chick that's insufferable. Every woman, this chick, there's the blonde chick that I don't know what happens to her somewhere in the game. She just leaves. I don't know. I guess when you become a tourist, she's gone. It's just one part of the story to the next. Bond is being mogged to death in every scene. He has zero frame. The women have all the frame in every scene, to the very point that they're defining him many times over. And this is another great example. Shaken, not stirred. He's like, what's the difference? I don't know, you're Bond. You're supposed to figure out the difference for yourself. He can't save himself. He nearly dies earlier in the freaking story. He has to be saved by a freaking woman. The villains are killed by women. And then he can't even make up his own taglines for himself. A woman has to define it for him. And by the way, early in this game, I think I forgot to mention this. The first time, oh, the name's James. James Bond? Yeah, you know how James says that in every freaking film, game, whatever, right? That's James Bond's line. Well, guess what? When you first meet James at the beginning of this game, he talks to, I think, that freaking black chick who's Moneypenny, and he's like, you know, she's like, what's your name or whatever, and he's like, oh, James. And then I think he says James again, and then the woman says Bond. The woman said, or again, I forget if he says James again or if he just says James, and then she says, oh, Bond. Whatever it is, she fills in the blank and says Bond for him. Every step, uber feminists have overtaken these industries, and I think it's all by design. We know that a lot of this is by design, but like, I literally think they just want to do a bad job. I think the reason why all of our media today is so bad, I think the reason why all of this is laughable, why it's all cringy, why it's all just, this feels like a spoof on our freaking existence. I think these effing feminists who are getting hired for no good reason, I think they despise us so much. They're intentionally making this cringe. They're intentionally assassinating our characters. They're intentionally making it where the men are our main characters. Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, James Bond, Thor, Captain America. All these guys are being made a mockery of. You know, Iron Man, go down the list. They're all being put to shame in so many of these scenes, in so many of these stories, in so many of these games, movies, whatever, because it's all on purpose. They want you to cringe. They want you to get mad. They want you to be sitting here like, this is not the character. What the frick is going on? And they want all the queer fags on Reddit to sit there and be like, this is my character. This is so good. This is Bond. To make fun of the freaking actual soy boys out there. They want to make a mockery of the soy boys, and they want all the guys who are not soy boys, who are pissed off, they want you pissed off, and they want to make a mockery of your heroes. That's what this is for. And I cannot believe what I am seeing here. How we literally have Bonds' line, shaken not stirred, is given to him by a woman. And again, at the beginning of the game, when he says, my name is James, the woman says, I think it's Moneypenny that says, Bond, fills in the blank for him. Ugh.
When you offered me a ride, I was expecting something a little more.
This is where, by the way, I believe this is not the first time this happens in the game. Okay, multiple times the women are like, oh, James, my career is more important than you. You think the whole world revolves around your penis? No, you don't matter to me. You don't, even though you're a giga alpha male Chad, you're not important. You don't matter to me. Here we go. I think this chick is about to pull what happened at the end of Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. I think she does the same thing. Let me see. I totally forget because this whole stupid trash game is a blur to me.
Airborne.
What can I say? I prefer comfort over speed.
I don't think this is exactly the end, but right, this is very close towards the end. This is like, right, this is the, penultimate ending. Anyway.
I certainly wouldn't mind your expense account. Was expecting something a little more airborne.
What can I say? I prefer comfort over speed.
So again, we're in her frame. So, oh wow, I prefer to be in a plane. Well, I'm the woman, so we're gonna be on a boat instead. So apparently the woman's preference is over James Bond's preference. Okay, awesome.
I certainly wouldn't mind your expense account.
It's just endless humiliation ritual. He is the woman, she is the man. Oh yeah. Who's your client? Who are you really? That's something that a woman asks a man. Who are you really? You're so mysterious. Who are you? That's literally what you ask James Bond. You ask the man that's tall, dark, and handsome, who's mysterious. Women love a mysterious man. They love a man they can't figure out. This is 101 on women. This chick is sitting like a dude. He's sitting there leaning in. She's leaning away. Dude. These writers, they want to do this to us. Literally, okay? And then he's the one that asks the question, who are you really? Who are you really? I don't understand who you are. You're so mysterious. I'm in love with you. Oh my gosh. I had a soygasm when you didn't give me your name. Could you please tell me finally after many hours of us knowing each other? Could you please tell me who you really are? Please, you knocked me head over heels. I just really need to know who you are. This is not what James Bond says. This is soy Bond. This is soy James Bond. This is doofus, dorky, soy boy James Bond. This is not Bond. This chick is the man in this relationship. This guy's gay. He's getting pegged.
Tricks this time.
You know who I am. I'm a thief.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. The aloof response, like what a man would say in an actual James Bond game.
But we are what we do, James.
Oh my god. The way she delivers that literally, that's how a man speaks. Oh, well, we are what we do. Senorita. Come on, bro. They literally gave James's lines to the woman. And this is all throughout the game. All throughout the game.
You know who I am. I'm a thief.
That's a job description.
But we are what we do, James. Not to mention what we wear.
What the frick is that? What the frick does that even mean? He's wearing nothing. And then he gives that soygasm smirk again. What? Bro, many times when I've seen this crap, when I was first sitting down, playing this game, I was like, dude, what the frick is going on? I was grabbing my head like, what is this? What the frick is happening, dude? What in the world?
At least tell me what you're after.
At least, oh, okay, fine. I'll make a concession. Oh my gosh.
At least tell me what
Gives
you're
that
after.
stupid smirk, man. Like, he's having a soygasm that she's just being so aloof. Oh, man.
At least tell me what you're after.
I'm so close to just having an absolute rage. A rage-gasm.
A girl is entitled to her secrets. Wouldn't you say?
Oh, a girl's entitled to her secrets. Wow. It's almost like that's the line that the man should be speaking.
Conflict of interest.
Oh, it's not what you think.
Try me.
How did your parents die, James?
Love of God, bro.
Doing something they loved.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the response is so
Mine.
bad.
Dad doing something you knew was right. And I'm going to finish it.
What?
See, that's exactly what I mean.
Not mine.
It's
It's not what you think.
This is what I mean. This is what.
How did your parents die, James?
Doing something they loved.
Doing something they loved.
Not mine.
Not mine.
Your dad doing something they knew was right.
Immediate disassociation. Immediate disassociation. Oh yeah, we have nothing in common. Yeah, that's not for me. Oh yeah, no. We don't share that in common. Why do you think they wrote it that way?
I'm going to finish it.
And I'm going to finish it. Disassociation, and I'm a woman out on a mission. I forget if she's the one that kills the villain, by the way. I think she is. It's one of the women. One of the many retard women in this game. Okay, they get the kill shot on one of the many end of game Bond villains or whatever. Again, we don't know who the real Bond villain is all throughout the game. And I totally forget now. And I don't care. Not mine, and I'm going to finish it. That's literally disassociation, and I'm going to go chase my career, or, what I determine as my destiny, instead of having anything to do with being wrapped up in your world. that is the translation of this dialogue here. They literally, like, is this the same writer as Indiana Jones and the Great Circle? Literally. She has a girl boss instead of
What?
get with the freaking Giga Chad.
You're going to kill him.
Yeah, she's, oh, you're going to kill him. You're going to kill him because you're a girl boss. You totally got this, girl. You go get him. Ugh. Big groan, bro. Ugh.
What happened to them?
I'm done. I don't want to talk about this. I'm fed up with these freaking clowns. So anyways, I forget what the ending of this game is. I literally forget what the ending is. Yeah, you get a gun car. This is the scene. Bruh. Oh my god. Oh, I knew this whole game was bad. I forgot about this. Oh my, dude, I got so pissed. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This game is so... Oh, as I said, they are intentionally assassinating our characters.
It's end of the line, James. You have failed. Everyone around you.
Yep.
Your parents.
Yep. Literally talking trash on James. Oh, you're a failure. You smell bad. Your parents don't love you. You're never gonna succeed at anything. No woman's ever gonna have sex with you. Like literally just talking trash on him. Well, why is the Bond villain talking? This is so modern day. Oh my, and then watch.
You have failed. Everyone around you.
Is this James Bond? Is this James Bond?
Mentor.
Is this James Bond?
Friends.
You smell bad.
Even for all your pluck, you could save a single one. And now you will die. Unknown.
Unloved and alone.
And alone.
Oh my gosh, this is such female writing.
Not alone.
Victory by suicide. Victory by suicide. Like, really? Really? This is what we're doing? See, like, this is to paint the incompetence on Bond. He couldn't defeat the villain without getting himself killed? Really? All game is a humiliation ritual. And then just magically, the female comes in like a battle angel, or, you know, something in Norse. Where'd she come from? And then she just rescues him. Clown world. And she just knows. She knows what to do to rescue him. What are we doing? Okay, she didn't even immediately. What are we doing here? Oh yeah, she has to decide. Oh yeah, I guess I'll go save the freaking schmuck. Oh my god. Even more humiliation. He's not worth saving. She had to go make up her mind. James Bond, saved by a woman who begrudgingly saves him. Wow. And, okay.
Don't get used to it.
Kisses Sleeping Beauty too. Don't get used to it. Still talking smack. Still sassing him. He's technically dead. She saves him and she's like, don't get used to it. I saved your life, don't get used to it. Is this James Bond? Is this James Bond? Wow, such a tough woman. And now he's just left to rot. She walks away. He has to go figure out, you know, choking on water for himself. She doesn't give him CPR, so he could just be dead right now. She didn't even give him CPR. I don't know, he drowned. No CPR, okay. Clown world, dude. Clown world. All right, so listen, that's everything.
What? You haven't
Bro, what? Please mute. Okay. So I don't know where that scene is where Bond introduces himself. Oh, wait. James, is it when he first meets the hag? I don't know. I just don't remember. Like, what's your name? So, okay, somewhere in here, they literally fill in the blank. Oh, he's Bond. So I'm not gonna fish for it. I don't care. I hate this game. I hate this game. And they say like, oh, this is on the level of Uncharted. Uncharted was actually good. Uncharted actually had feminine women who were like low-key girl bosses, but like low-key not. So whatever. But Nathan Drake was actually a really awesome character. Actually, the stories were pretty cool. Actually, the gameplay was also just good, and the environments were good, and I don't know, they were good games and good stories. This is not that, okay? They're trying to just go for like lame, gay, doofy, dorky, and soy James effing Bond. I hate it, I don't like it, and I've ranted and I seethed about it enough here. So listen, guys, I appreciate you being here. This game is just an absolute shame on all of us. The fact that this is in the gaming industry, the fact that this is all the games that keep coming out. We keep getting trash media, and I have gotten to the point where I literally don't think it's ever going to get better. I don't think we're ever going to get better stories. And I mean it. Like, so much bad trash comes out, nothing good comes out. And everything progressively gets more and more woke and worse, or DEI coded, right? We have to have DEI populations in every game that comes out. We have to have, it's just constant checking off the boxes, and it's never improving. I have yet to see it improve, and the characters are still lame and gay. They're still terrible. I literally have lost hope. And this game, man, it's helped for me. I've come into realization of many things. Everything I spoke about earlier, I'm just coming into realization everything's going to be trash for a long time. I don't think it's ever going to get better. I think it's going to continue being as bad as it is now. And holy crap, dude, like, these female writers are such hacks. And they're just making a mockery of all of our characters. And I think at this point, that is the purpose of everything that comes out today.